Okay, so good afternoon, Mr. Mostapha. I'm Kim, the senior HR of ECHEMI, who represent of our platform to do this interview for this afternoon. So first of all, could you please just briefly introduce yourself and Pharmaconex?
Yes, good afternoon, and thank you so much for coming to Pharmaconex. It's Mostapha Khalil. I'm the group exhibition director at Informa Markets, overseeing Pharmaconex exhibition in Egypt. If you want to know more about Pharmaconex is the leading pharmaceutical manufacturing exhibition in the African region. It attracts 230 exhibitors from across the globe, but mainly we have a big number of exhibitors coming from China and India to showcase their products for the API and raw material in the pharmaceutical industry. And this year we are expecting 6,300 visitors from across the African region.
So, thank you so much for your answer. Let's jump to the next question. As we all know, the Pharmaconex exhibition has grown from a small gathering to become the largest and most influential pharmaceutical exhibition and conference in Africa. In your opinion, what factors have contributed to this significant growth and success?
Before I tell you, this year is like the celebration of the 10th anniversary of Pharmaconex. Pharmaconex over the past 10 years have grown we started with like 30 companies. Now we've reached 230 companies. What contributed to the growth of Pharmaconex is we have like lots of indicators. It is like the market, like the pharmaceutical market is growing in the Middle East and African region. The government initiatives that all the government in Africa now investing a lot like to localize the local manufacturing of the pharma industry, which create lots of opportunity for international suppliers to enter the market. And also the demand in Africa also in the pharmaceutical products is increasing year on year.
Thank you so much for a detailed answer. Let's move on to the next question. Pharmaconex exhibition covers 8 dedicated product sectors that unite the global pharmaceutical industry. In your view, which of these sectors have the greatest potential for development and impact on the African pharmaceutical industry?
Yeah, I can tell you for Pharmaconex, it covers like the full value chain, the entire supply chain of the manufacturing process in the pharma industry. It covers raw material, machinery, the clean room, lab equipment, everything. The potential sector that we are looking at the moment is like the nutraceutical sector. It is growing. It is a sector that is growing in Egypt. Lots of food and pharma companies now in Egypt are starting collaborating to produce nutraceutical products. So there is a market demand at the moment. So what we plan like next year, like to introduce the nutraceutical sector at Pharmaconex.
Thank you so much for your detailed answer. Let's go ahead to the next question. Matchmaking and pre-arranged business pairing activities play a crucial role in the exhibition. Could you share some successful business matchmaking cases and discuss the value and impact of these pairings of exhibitors and attendees?
The main reason of having the matchmaking because we are aware that there is like the exhibitor always want to meet like with the potential customers, and also the customers like to save their time on site. What we do a pre-arranged matchmaking to make sure that the visitor who is coming who will meet like the right exhibitors on time and meet like the right supplier on time. So with the matchmaking we have a very good number of participants from the exhibitors and the visitors. We actually have like 120 meetings conducted. In terms of business, like the feedback of the matchmaking we're getting from the attendees, they really value the service and they really want like to participate more in the matchmaking. But yeah, that's
Thank you so much for a detailed answer. Let's move on to the next question. As part of the exhibition, Pharmaconex conferences feature top industry experts. In your opinion, what is the new shape of pharmaceutical manufacturing industry? How do these conferences help participants understand, adapt to industry changes and trends?
Yeah, the main objective of having Pharmaconex is to create an impactful event on the pharmaceutical industry. So our team is really keen like to be part of supporting the development of the pharmaceutical industry in Egypt and in Africa. So the conference mainly is trying to fill the gap of the knowledge and try to educate like the customers to like the what's like the latest development in the pharma industry, what's like the new GMP compliance, and we are also introduced like the clean room zone. This is also with an intensive training on the clean room. We work closely with our customer to understand the need, and we work more on having more educational content on site for our customers.
Online company and product listings provide regional exposure and business development opportunities for exhibitors. Could you share some successful online showcasing examples and discuss how these listings help exhibitors expand their businesses and attract new customers?
It's all about like what we create a platform to be available for everyone throughout like the full year. It's not like a one-day exhibition that we organize. So the product listing on our website and our digital offering that we offer, it gives like the customer the opportunity to be available on our website. It's also help them with the matchmaking. So it's all related. All like the features that we introduce is all related to each other. So the matchmaking, it's based on the company listing, so it's all connected to each other as a services. So it helps us like to enhance like the offering that we do for our customers and to increase the value that we offer to our customer.
Yes.
Thank you so much for a detailed answer. Let's move on to the next question. With the growing success and influence of Pharmaconex exhibition, what are your expectations for the future development of the African pharmaceutical industry? What plans and goals does the exhibition team have for the upcoming years?
For Pharmaconex Egypt, we're working like the team there. We really want like to increase the number of participants coming from the African market. We are also to support like the development of the African industry. We'll do an announcement today that we will be launching Pharmaconex in West Africa, in Nigeria, to support the development of the pharma industry in West Africa. Throughout like the coming years, we'll be studying as well, going to Kenya and other countries in the African market.
Thank you so much for your detailed answer. Now let's jump to the last question. Lastly, as the exhibition director of Pharmaconex, what personally drives your passion and motivation for the pharmaceutical industry and the exhibition? How do you believe the exhibition contributes to the sustainable development of the African pharmaceutical industry?
My personal objective, this is something that I'm really keen and passionate about, is like to support the local companies to grow. This is part of my main objective, like to do not only in Egypt, across like the African countries. What we want like to do, and that's what influence as well like the show, is to create an African community, like to be connected to each other in terms of import and export. And this is what we are trying to achieve from the show that we organize, to create an impactful event and create a networking event that facilitate the intra-Africa trade.
Thank you so much for your answer, and thank you so much for accepting the interview and taking the time to participate.